guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with my husband, Jacob. So the Gillette commercial has gotten a lot of compliments, more backlash than compliments as far as I've seen. So I figured we could watch the ad together, and I thought it would be a good idea to watch it with Jacob so we get a bit of a male perspective.
Yeah, more of a man-child, but yeah.
Okay, of a male-child perspective. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is watch the ad, and we're gonna pause it here and there when we have comments to make along the way. Please watch this entirely before you decide you know what I'm gonna say. Thank you.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual
Toxic
harassment.
masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
I usually don't like politics in advertisements, and when I say usually, it's because in certain advertisements, politics makes sense. If the NRA is doing an advertisement, the NRA is almost inherently political, so I can understand why they would include politics. When it comes to Nike, the shoes I'm wearing, the shirt I'm wearing, the fucking razor someone's using, I do not see why politics has to come into it. It just seems, to me, like a reach. And the first thing I noticed here is the kind of emotional music, the motivational music, I don't know what you want to call it. And to be entirely transparent, I'm not offended or like flabbergasted that this is an advertisement. I'm merely saying that I don't think that razors and politics really go together in my brain.
For companies like Gillette who sell razors, I don't expect these kind of messages from you, and I don't want these kind of messages from you. It's like when the whole Chick-fil-A scandal happened. They took their stance on gay marriage, and it's like, you sell chicken sandwiches. Why do you need to...
Yeah, it's really the same thing. And then it, you know, like I was talking about this with Brian, my tattoo artist, today, because we were saying that it doesn't even matter if I approve of the political message. I just don't want a political message with my chicken sandwich or with my workout gear. I don't need it, and I don't want it. Like, I don't need someone to preach to me where they stand politically if what we're talking about isn't that deep.
I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
But she says it's
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie. Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool, not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men.
and small.
I am strong.
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay?
Because the boys watching today
I know like a big thing about this is trying to get rid of like the boys will be boys. Being a man or being a boy is an excuse to behave
A certain type of way.
And it shows two kids roughhousing. Hey, we don't treat each other that way. It's like, okay, I understand like the whole concept of like, yeah, okay, teach these kids not to do it. Keep your hands off, you know, one another. Okay, I get it. I just feel like it's kind of acting like it brought up like the boys bullying other people, and I'm like, apparently women don't bully either. Apparently that's a boys will be boys thing. I don't know. I always feel like, what would the flip side of this be if like it was girls will be girls, or like, you know, like, damn it, Susie, stop putting ice cubes in your white wine, Susie. You know? Like, is that, like, I don't understand, like...
In my experience, boys will be boys has been used, in my experience, for relatively benign things. So if a guy is oblivious to his girlfriend who chopped off this much of her hair and he doesn't notice, a mama might be like, hey, boys will be boys. Sometimes they're oblivious to small things that women change. Okay, that makes sense for boys will be boys. I have not heard someone say, hey, Mark raped that woman, and have someone say, well, boys will be boys, you know? So like the context here is a little bit murky because boys will be boys is typically used for things that are relatively speaking benign. And now, of course, some people will excuse everything men do. There are some crazy people like that.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's not appropriate to align Me Too and sexual assault allegations with boys roughhousing. Like putting all of this together does not make sense because sexual assault allegations are not equal or even near to boys roughhousing. My mental disconnect here happens is like, why are we associating #MeToo sexual allegations with harmless boys roughhousing or bullying? Like these are all separate things. Why are they all lumped together?
This is like the biggest problem because I'm not offended by this at all, this video or this commercial, because
it's just embarrassing.
But I think it's trying to get the message across. We need to start grooming younger men to be better people when they're younger, so that when they grow up, they turn into gentlemen. I think the whole way they presented this message, which some people like, and you can see some glimpses of like, okay, yeah, okay, that, you know, that makes sense. But it's just like the way they present it was like too much, you know?
Like they're pushing it down your throat?
Yeah, a little bit.
I actually like the general message. If we agree that the general message is, let's all be better. Not just men, but just generally, let's all be better. Let's all stop these bad behaviors while children are younger. If that is the message, I'm down with that message. The problem is the way in which they translated that message via the imagery, via the music, that's not the message that comes through.
No, it's not.
That's not the message that translates. So it's like, I get their concept and I'm down with the concept. It's just like the way they've made it into a video, to me, comes off as preachy. And the last thing I want to hear when I'm buying a product, I don't want to be sitting here and have someone telling me, hey, do this, hey, do that. It's like, you're selling razors.
Yeah, especially when Procter & Gamble, the company that owns Gillette, had child labor.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I taking a moral standpoint from you guys? Among 9 household names contributing to labor abuse. So the world's most popular food and household companies are selling food, cosmetics, and other everyday staples containing palm oil tainted by shocking human rights abuses in Indonesia, with children as young as 8 working in hazardous conditions, said Amnesty International in a new report, which included Procter & Gamble.
So this was in 2016?
2016.
So yeah, if we add on these Procter & Gamble allegations, it almost becomes hilarious that that same company is telling me, or more you, like your demographic men, how to be is just hilarious. So anyway, I think the bottom line of this that we both agree to is that we're not offended by it.
Yeah, I think the negative reactions are a little like ridiculous and over the top, being like, I am offended as a man. It's just like, okay, get over it, man. It's just a shitty commercial, and that's the end of it.
I think the most offensive thing about this commercial is absolutely how cringy it is. Like, it is embarrassing to watch this. Like, we have 28 seconds left, which we're not going to play for your sake and ours. You can check it out. I'll link it in the description. But honestly, my stance on all of this is that in the end, Procter & Gamble, Gillette, does absolutely not care if your boys will be boys. The bottom line is that this is capitalism. This is not them actually putting out their stance. They're putting out a stance that benefits them because there are going to be all these people who love this message. You're going to be like, oh my God, they're such good people, which the reality is they're trying to moralize us so we buy the product. If they weren't making money off this, do you really think they would put this PSA out? Doubtful.
Actually, I think they're riding the coattails of the social justice issue and this #MeToo. They're profiting off of, they're trying to profit off of a legitimate cause, and I think that's where I think certain people are just like, wow, okay.
Also, to be noted that at this moment in time, there are almost 14 million views and 721,000 thumbs down.
Selling products the old-fashioned way, by lying to me about how great it is.
Alright, hey guys, so I wanted to update you on what has happened since the ad actually came out and people have had the opportunity to react to it. Now, I went on the Gillette website and originally I was going to look for a price comparison, but I figure that what I came across instead is actually more interesting to me. So the first thing the Gillette page opened on is this image you see before you that is an image just full of text. It reads, 30 years ago, we launched our The Best a Man Can Get tagline. Since then, it has been an aspirational statement reflecting standards that many men strive to achieve. But turn on the news today and it's easy to believe that men are not at their best. Many find themselves at a crossroads, caught between the past and a new era of masculinity. While it is clear that changes are needed, where and how we can start to affect that change is less obvious for many. And when the changes needed seem so monumental, it can feel daunting to begin. So let's do it together. It's time we acknowledge that brands like ours play a role in influencing culture. And as a company that encourages men to be their best, we have a responsibility to make sure we are promoting positive, attainable, inclusive, and healthy versions of what it means to be a man. With that in mind, we have spent the last few months taking a hard look at our past and coming communication, and reflecting on the types of men and behaviors we want to celebrate. We're inviting all men along this journey with us to strive to be better, to make us better, and to help each other be better. From today on, we pledge to actively challenge the stereotypes and expectations of what it means to be a man everywhere you see Gillette. In the ads we run, the images we publish to social media, the words we choose, and so much more. As part of the Best Men Can Be campaign, Gillette is committing to donate $1 million per year for the next 3 years to nonprofit organizations executing programs in the United States designed to inspire, educate, and help men of all ages achieve their personal best and become role models for the next generation. Our tagline needs to continue to inspire us all to be better every day and to help create a new standard for boys to admire and for men to achieve, because the boys of today are the men of tomorrow. We've all got work to do, and it starts today. Gillette, the best a man can get. So, while I have no real big problem with what they said, it's also ironic because when I was talking with Jacob in the video about how this is just capitalism, I was going to add something and then funnily I didn't, and it relates to this. I was going to say, if they were donating whatever amount of money from what they get from Gillette purchases, then it would seem a lot more humanitarian in the sense that it would really seem like they actually care. Now, I'm not saying that just because they donate they care, because we all know that plenty of people donate money to save face or to appear more caring than they are. In the end, what really matters is that the money gets donated and that the men or young men or boys who need help get the help. So it is a good gesture nonetheless. However, each good gesture for me, especially if it's in the public eye, should be looked at a little bit cynically in the sense that they are getting quite a bit of backlash for this, and a lot of people have said that this is a form of virtue signaling. People have said that this is a form of essentially shitting on old school masculinity. So the fact that they're donating money here, to me, I'm happy about, like I said, but I'm also a little bit like, what interesting timing. Aside from that, I wanted to see what Gillette had to say about this, with news. And so I found a video on YouTube that I will not include here for copyright reasons, but on the screen you can see what Gillette said, and they said, if we get people to pause, reflect, and to challenge themselves and others to ensure that their actions reflect who they really are, then this campaign will be a success. So in this instance, to me it seems that Gillette really wanted people to have somewhat of a response. Now I'm not saying that Gillette by any means really wanted outrage as much as I think that they wanted strong responses, and I don't know if they necessarily expected it to be this outrage. However, the other part of me also thinks, hey, they would benefit from outrage in the sense that people will be talking about them. Whether it's good or bad almost doesn't matter because people will still be talking about them. That old thing of all publicity is good publicity. Well, that's kind of what I was thinking about here. What I'm also wondering is, did Gillette really prepare for the amount of backlash, in the sense that nowadays with social media, backlash is not only aggressive, but it seems all-encompassing in the sense that you almost can't escape it. Like, you open Twitter, you'll see something about Gillette. You open Instagram, you'll see something about Gillette. You open the news, you're probably going to see something about Gillette. You're going to see it on trending, so it's almost like you cannot escape it even if you're not particularly interested. In light of this, I decided to look at the hashtag boycott Gillette on Twitter. I'm sure it's on other social media platforms as well, but I figured we could start from here. So I picked the first ones I came across, so these were not cherry-picked by any means, they're the first ones that came up. So as you can see here, there are videos of people throwing their razor blades in the trash, there are screenshots of people saying that they're happy they're leaving Gillette in the past, people saying that Gillette is really spitting in the face of the men who helped build this company, the people who were buying these razors in the first place, and then there are people who are simply saying, you know what, I'm just moving on, like I'm leaving Gillette in the past, I'm moving to Dollar Shave Club or whatever other brand they care to move to. So in all of this, I think a bit of a concluding thought considering this new information is, did Gillette think this through entirely? Was this their plan the entire time? And if this was their plan, how are they thinking about getting back the people they lost. Okay guys, anyways, let us know what you think down below in the comments. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you a fan of political type advertisements? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.